Hello and welcome to the Hystorians podcast. I'm Liz.
And I'm Des.
Hi, Des.
Hi, Liz.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
It's October when we're recording this.
Spooky season has arrived, and it is alive and well in this household.
It sure is. It sure is. We're going to have a little party, watch some B movies, B horror movies.
Have some cider mimosas.
Knowing me, the B movies will just end up being Elvira, probably.
They usually are.
Elvira Presents.
Yeah.
We gotta recognize the third roommate somehow. Desi, I'm so sorry. I'm not even going to do as much like small talk or anything because I am so freaking excited to talk about this subject because I've been wanting to talk to you about this subject forever. It's not a specific
person, place, thing.
Yeah, but also it is at the same time. We're doing some high art, conceptual art.
Ugh.
Just kidding. You're going to see what it is and you're going to go, bitch, that's not high art.
Nothing like trailer trash commenting on champagne.
Hey, now I'm Budweiser. I'm the champagne of beers. All right. So, Desi, I gave you a prompt. What was that?
So the prompt you gave me was generally kind of broad, but in a good way because I am familiar with the concept. It was, what was expected of women in ancient Greece? So essentially, as soon as you told me that, I kind of knew, oh, we're fitting with Liz's theme of injustice.
Which I did not realize that I was doing a theme for this season.
The theme is generally political injustice for you this season.
Haha, this one's not political.
Why don't you eat your words? I'm going to go over here and... So, generally when we're talking about ancient Greece, it's a very blanket term.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time what we mean is like 5th to 4th century BCE.
Mm-hmm.
But it can expand wider than that.
Which is always interesting to me because I think that in a historical viewpoint, it's like, well, what we know is from that era.
Right.
But a lot of the historical texts that we reference or what we deem as historical texts were historical texts written during that era about eras before.
Right.
Yeah, so it's kind
of hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
But we just, it's a blanket term. And essentially what was expected of women was shut every hole except your vagina. Actually, shut that till you're married. And then you can open it, and it better be popping out children. And those children better be men.
I was about to say, it better be sons.
It better be sons. So you were expected to marry, to do all the children rearing, to take care of the household, and any time that you would have spent would most likely have been indoors and performing kind of like what's deemed as women's crafts, like weaving.
Mm-hmm.
The things you could do were very few and far between, and essentially it was participating in religious ceremonies and festivals, and even those have, some exceptions. But you couldn't vote, couldn't hold office, could not own property or represent yourself in any matter whatsoever. You were actually not considered a full citizen, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So that sucks. And with this, I'm talking mostly about a majority of ancient Greece, but we do have exceptions. So this would have been like a good example for the Athenian city-state at the time. But when you're talking about a place like Sparta, which is a city-state in the region of Laconia in Greece, it was a little bit different. Women could drink wine, own land, and even train physically like the men could. Mm-hmm. So there were some benefits to being a Spartan woman.
I remember learning about ancient Greece and then learning about the sub-city-states, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember somebody saying, like, out of all of the city-states, which one would you want to live in? And I was like, Sparta, I can kick their asses still.
Yeah.
They were allowed to kick ass.
Yeah.
Granted,
so it
they
was
were
the better of the worst.
Yeah, exactly. They still had a lot of social restrictions.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we romanticize ancient Greece and ancient Rome, and oftentimes, I'm guilty of that. But then I think, I would not have thrived back then. It was a different time period, and it was also like, you really were property.
Honey, you would have been seen as a hysteric.
Oh yeah,
like a mad woman down at the watering hole.
Yeah, it really wasn't much
trying
of
to
a
get
life.
her hole watered. Ayo.
Right? It really wasn't much of a life to live. And what I find so surprising is that the goddesses in their pantheon were surprisingly strong figures.
Yes.
And often resembled the most crucial aspects of life.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I would love to dig deeper into this, truly. It's not, it plays into this aspect, but
right.
That's
it's a fun note.
But also that's one of the topics that I'm like, ooh, let's dissect this.
Yeah. It's that their position in myth was more prominent than that of reality.
And respected, weirdly. Like, weirdly respected, as the goddesses, where it's like, no, you don't fuck with the goddesses. You don't fuck with the gods, of course.
Yeah.
But like,
it's a weird...
There was still respect there, weirdly.
Yeah, it's a weird double-edged sword. It's kind of odd because you're seeing what we nowadays recognize as oppression.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, they're touting, these deities that do not represent the female population.
Mm-hmm.
Some other interesting aspects around, their lives. So they're expected to marry. This was not optional. There were no roles, essentially, for unmarried women unless you're going to be a prostitute.
No spinsters or anything.
No. If you were widowed,
a widow.
Even if you were widowed, you were expected to remarry or to return to the house of your birth family where you would be under the guardianship of the nearest next male kinsman.
Which could be your infant nephew.
Right.
Yeah.
Your infant nephew could have greater hold over you than the blue sky above you.
Hey, I'm going to go out on errands. We got to go let Nicodemus see if he can let you out. Well, he took a massive blowout shit today, so no.
Yeah.
You cannot.
Yeah.
The gods have spoken.
The gods have spoken. The blowout shit says no.
Sorry.
Blowout diapers don't lie.
Why did I go Nicodemus?
I don't know, man. But then also around marriage was, they kind of had this concept of virginity. It was key. And your marriage was essentially organized by your father or a guardian around the age of puberty.
Yep.
So, 12 to 14-ish, whenever you were able to have children, you were officially open season for the market.
Yep. I bet that there were a lot of mothers that like tried to stave off or like, oh no, she hasn't gotten her moons or her blood yet.
Yeah, her monthlies yet.
I'd hope
you do what you can for your children.
You do what you can. And why does my brain immediately go to, I want to know what the family life was like and the social life was like for everybody.
Right. And it makes me very sad because there are still a lot of people who think, oh, well, this was when life was good. And it's like, I'd at least like to be considered higher than an animal.
Yes. I would like to not be sold off. That's a basic human want, is to not be sold as cattle, essentially.
Right.
And I think that every human like feels that way, where it's like, I am a human being. I have free will. I have my autonomy. How fucking dare you think that you have authority?
I'm not asking me to be better than anybody.
Exactly.
I'm asking to be more than a piece of property or cattle.
How dare you think that you have the authority to sell me?
Right.
Or to broker a deal.
Right.
Over my body.
So it's very frustrating, but this is the actuality.
Mm-hmm.
And that's essentially what I learned from both the Google search and my own personal research that I've done previous to this search.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And we dove a little deeper into different subjects. Was not expecting that, but I always love it.
Yeah.
So this week, episode 13, lucky number 13.
Ooh.
The Curse of Cassandra and the Lessons We Have Failed to Learn.
Ooh. You love a Cassandra reference. So I am excited to learn about this. I don't know a lot about it other than what you have told me through references in TV shows.
I figured that for my last episode of the season, since I think I've referenced it in multiple episodes, I've gone, the Cassandra of it all.
That you have, but also so cunty of you to make your last episode of this season literally cutting out your tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Like Florence,
Right.
in Florence's, from Florence and the Machine, one of her songs is called Cassandra. And part of the thing that I love about Florence is that she takes a lot of figures of literature, folklore and everything, and then just dives into the feminine rage of it all.
Her specialty is pissed off woman.
And the line that really stuck with me, as you referenced earlier, was used to tell the future, but they cut out my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought it was powerful imagery where it's like, I'm trying to save you all by what I have observed, by what I know, but then they cut out.
They take away your power, your message, anything you could have done.
Your power of speech, essentially. Now, actually, Cassandra didn't get her tongue cut out, but I wouldn't be surprised if she lived long enough if she would have.
Right.
So there are multiple aspects of Cassandra, where there's a Cassandra complex, there's Cassandra as a metaphor, there's actually Cassandra syndrome, the Cassandra dilemma, which it's like, should we listen to her or not?
Is this bitch crazy? I don't know.
The Cassandra curse and the Cassandra phenomenon. So who was Cassandra? You see that? Now, I know that this isn't Cassandra now, but also she just gives Cassandra vibes.
This Jane Morris. So we're looking at the painting Proserpina or Proserpine by Dante Gabriel Rossetti, who uses the model Jane Morris.
Yes, and it's haunting to me.
So beautiful.
It's just feminine energy, love. So the woman behind the phenomenon. Cassandra was the daughter of King Priam and Queen Hecuba of Troy.
Ooh.
She had a couple of brothers, Helenus, which was her twin brother, Hector, and Paris. Now,
very famous names.
Yeah.
To be dealing around Troy.
You know this story. So she appears in texts written by Homer, Virgil, Aeschylus, and Euripides.
Euripides?
Euripides nuts across your face. I need to stop with the nut jokes.
What is with you and the D's nuts? I was gonna do the tailor joke. Like, what did the Grecian tailor say? Ask the guy when he brought in his jeans. Euripides? Like,
that's so much better.
Like,
my joke sounds like a 13-year-old boy. What the fuck?
It's very nostalgic, if nothing else.
Truly. So Cassandra was a Trojan princess and priestess. In certain retelling, she is a priestess, most of them, for the god Apollo. To win her love, Apollo bestowed upon her a gift. In certain retellings, it's he's courting her. In others, it's that he was besmitten by her. And so he kind of like...
he views her positively.
Yes. So he bestowed upon her the gift of prophecy. And prophetic abilities were revered in ancient Greek society as a gift of immense power. But she scorned his affection, or she said she accepted the gift and then did not do good on her end of the deal, depending on the story.
Bitch, rookie mistake.
Well, the thing is she was probably quite young. The god, true. I mean, in this society, which again, this is a myth.
Right.
But in this society, it was okay to, I mean, you're not being courted by the god, essentially. You're going to get bedded by the god and then hope you have a demigod, essentially. But she was like, no, or she said, not yet. Well, this did not sit well. He is a god.
No, yeah, wouldn't work out.
So he decided to put a little asterisk on the gift. She would be able to tell the future, but unable to change it, and no one would believe or heed her warnings.
Which honestly is kind of, one, it's kind of virtue signaling. It's kind of like, oh, little girls, don't say no to men, or else, you know, these kinds of things will happen. Bad things.
Don't say no to powerful men.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, no one's going to believe you anyway, so that's just kind of a given.
Exactly. And that's the thing that kept, like, shouting in red towards me was, now, is this a parable or like a metaphor where it's like those moral stories that we were just talking about in the previous episode.
Yeah.
And so it's like, were they trying to say, do not stave off the advances of men? Or were they, I don't know. I don't have the brain power to dissect that right now. I
don't blame you.
So I want to give you some background on the Trojan War. The war began after the abduction of Queen Helen of Sparta by Cassandra's brother, the Trojan prince Paris. It is believed and portrayed that Helen ran away to Troy with Paris willingly, while others portray it as a violent kidnapping that happened while her husband Menelaus was gone. Hospitality expectations and laws were seen as broken by this action. That was what they were pissed off about, was that the hospitality laws were broken.
Well, think of Odysseus coming home to his wife with all them guys. He was like, the fuck?
Oh, and his dog.
You're trying to court my wife, having a party while I'm away? That's just rude.
Baby, you were away for like 10 years.
Rude.
20? I think it was 20, actually.
Rude.
Baby, I tried to stay loyal. No, she did. Gosh, I gotta watch Oh Brother, Where Art Thou again.
I was gonna say, I love that that's how you watch the Odyssey. I haven't read the Odyssey in, gosh, probably 10 years.
I think so, same. I think I might have read I read the whole Odyssey.
Yeah.
And the Iliad.
Yeah.
In high school. But I think I've read a couple of books in undergrad, and then my brain has been stuffed with so much other stuff. So Helen's husband, King Menelaus, sends his brother Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, to recover / rescue / retrieve her. The war lasted 10 years and included mortals and the gods. The mortals were fighting for Helen, and the gods were seemingly trying to fight for their own honor and importance among the mortals, where it's like, they're calling upon me, I'll help this side. And then another god is like, well, this side is really, they're seafaring people. Yeah. So I'm gonna support them.
Yeah, the gods have their own alliances.
Yep. So the outcomes of the war, what came from it? There were very famous deaths of heroes from Greek myths. Achilles, famously, was shot through his heel, where his mother dipped him.
Yeah.
Hector, Paris also died. So both of her brothers, who were not her twin brothers.
Yeah.
The establishing of Greek alliances. Gods were essentially playing chess with the mortals. The Greeks, they had Hera, Athena, and Poseidon on their side, and the Trojans had Aphrodite, Apollo, and Ares. There was also the famous Trojan horse. And
yeah, I'll totally accept the gift of this really cool, huge wooden horse.
Yeah. And so let's talk about the Trojan horse.
Yeah.
The Greeks were really pissed off at Troy's impenetrable walls. And they were like, this sucks. We need to come up with a plan. And so Odysseus had a great little idea. Let's feign we're on a retreat, but let us leave behind something. And we are going to seed little whispers around Troy saying, we're leaving this huge effigy. They left the horse as an offering for Athena for favorable travels back home. Cassandra is said to have warned the Trojans about the horse, and her pleas were to destroy it, burn it, just everything. And at this time, Cassandra had already done multiple prophecies. And
she been new.
Each one. That's another thing. And another thing. The thing that pisses me off the most about this is throughout this, she does a prophecy. They don't listen to her. It comes true. And then they're like, that's crazy. She does another prophecy. They don't listen to her. It comes true. And then they go, once is crazy, twice coincidence. She does another, and they don't believe her.
You ever see a husband admit he wrong?
She was not married. This is just people.
A man admitting that they are not all-knowing.
You're right. I've never encountered that. So
like, I'm
I've
sorry
never
you feel that way,
yeah.
Cassandra. I'm sorry that you interpreted it that way.
Wow, you really interpreted that the gods are angry and they're going to kill us all because what? You got your monthlies?
Truly.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, and I say that because there are multiple prophecies.
Yeah.
And granted, she did deliver them, and that was part of the curse. She did deliver them a little bit manic, a little construed, but
she
also
one of them ones that was high on fumes, like the Oracle at Delphi.
yes, well, she would like weave the story, not the
She'd
story,
get like
the
in
prophecy.
a trance.
No, she would just be like, the spiders, they're. I'm thinking of House of the Dragon right now, but like it's poetry essentially. So as I said before, the Greeks had seeded rumors, or they had made it known to be speaking about these things loud enough that Trojans would hear,
Yeah.
and the word would get around that they were trying to ensure that the Trojans would not burn or destroy the horse because they would be inside of it, but they were telling people like, this is an offering to the gods, and it's like,
don't fuck with the gods,
yeah,
or the gift we're giving them, or else a plague will befall you.
Exactly. It was literally like,
oh, I'm sorry, I just heard this really catchy tune at the burlesque show last night. I just can't get it out of my mind. Don't you burn that horse, or so help me.
So help me. So the Greeks entered the belly of the horse and waited for the city to start passing out, because as soon as the first fleet left, the Trojan soldiers were like, we should probably bring this within our walls, and let's see what we should do with this, because honestly, I think that we might be able to convince the gods that this is an offering from us. And it's
damn, this horse is nice.
And it's like, if you would have burned it with the Greeks in it, it would have been an offering to whoever you're allied.
Ooh, that would have been a great offering for their gods.
No, right? I just thought of that. I'm like, oh,
that would have been a bitchin' offering.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Also, in high school, I was in a play called The Birds, and it's a Greek play. In it, the gods whiff the smells. That's what they like. They like the smells.
The vapors and the yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. You know, like,
yeah.
And then I'm thinking of like Greek spices and everything. And I'm like, oh, actually, on an open fire, delish. I understand why they were like, that's the garlic. That's
put some tzatziki on that.
That's the Greek seasoning. Amen. I mean, A-us.
Amen is actually, I think that's a universal, that was derived from Greek.
I just always think of the gal who at the Renaissance fair, because that's part of my vernacular is when I agree or like someone says something, I usually go,
amen.
Amen, sister, amen. And the person at the Renaissance festival went, oh man. And I went, snaps for that.
Yep.
So the Greeks started passing out. I almost said away. Not the Greeks.
Not yet.
It's the Trojans. So the Greeks waited for the city to start passing out and drifting off from their celebrations, because the Greeks had just left. It had been a 10-year...
Release your inhibitions. Let the horse into the city. Feel the rain on your skin.
Feel the joy.
No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let him in.
Amen. Only you can let him in.
Natasha Bedingfield come through.
That's the only way the Greeks could get in those walls. Yeah. Release your inhibitions. We're Greek and you're dead. Yeah. So they slaughtered the Trojans.
Brutally.
And then burnt the city to the ground. All while Cassandra had been wailing about this. Like, you need to destroy the horse.
Yeah. Destroy the goddamn horse. Is anybody listening to me? Christ. I mean, by Zeus.
I mean, Christ.
Hey, she can see ahead. She can see the future. Sorry, you guys don't know that one yet. A couple 100 years, it's gonna really hit.
It's gonna hit. You guys are gonna die laughing. Let me tell. That was one of my prophecies. So, and they burnt the city to the ground. And during this...
To shreds, you say?
Oh. My condolences. How's the family? To shreds, you say. While this was going on, Cassandra she fled to a temple of Athena. And this leads into the actual fall of Troy. So the Greeks slaughtered the soldiers and citizens. They set the city on fire. They sacked the city and took whatever they wanted as spoils of war, including Cassandra. Cassandra sought sanctuary in the temple of Athena. Mm-hmm. She clung to a statue of Athena, pleading for protection from the goddess. Then a Greek named Ajax the Lesser, let me tell you, he earns that fucking name.
I was gonna say the Lesser. Gosh, insult to injury.
Yeah. So Ajax the Lesser entered the temple and ripped her away from the statue and assaulted her.
So now here's what's interesting about this to me.
Mm-hmm.
There are other people who have been assaulted in temples of Athena, and usually something crazy happens to them. Now, the good example that we're thinking of is Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
So you're smiling. I'm assuming something happens.
Dear listener, can I please tell you, as a historian, I love talking with somebody who knows the subject because this bitch knows.
And I'm specifically weak on the fall of Troy, so this is very good for me.
Yeah, I was like, I think that you have said before, like, I don't know certain specifics about certain things. And I was like, well, this is one of my favorite stories because of Cassandra.
I'm good at the minor myths, like the myths that don't really like, oh, this is how we got the mint plant. Like, that's what I'm good at. I'm not good at, like, the big, deep thematic,
Well, that's also the thing is, like, these were plays written well after this. So it's like, yeah.
So what happens to this bitch? I gotta know. Something gotta happen to her.
Fuck around and find out, Ajax. So, the assault of Cassandra infuriated Athena. Remember, though, Athena was not aligned with the Trojans.
Right.
She was aligned with the Greeks. Since Cassandra had been seeking sanctuary in her temple, she was like, well, it's my temple. And Athena had a running track record of if you are finding sanctuary in her temple, you are usually granted that sanctuary. You are under her protection. And if somebody kills you in that temple or assaults you in that temple, she takes that personally.
Yeah.
So, adding insult to injury, Cassandra was literally ripped from a statue, from the arms of Athena, essentially. Ajax returned to the Greeks, and a Greek seer warned them, because Ajax did not tell anybody about this. He was raiding, and he was doing a raid and rape.
Well, I was going to say, that's kind of what most people were probably doing, so it probably wouldn't have stuck out too much.
And I don't think that he probably knew that she was the princess of Troy.
He was just like, vulnerable woman.
That is Trojan woman.
That's the one I'm taking.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Ajax returned to the Greeks, and a seer who was with them warned them of the enraged goddess and the mistreatment of Cassandra, and that she would destroy the Greek ships if they did not kill Ajax immediately.
Damn.
And she was like, I need him dead now.
Yeah.
I need retribution.
Yeah.
The Greeks left without killing Ajax. They offered many other sacrifices before they left, and they thought that covered them. And I'm like,
dude, he's not even the greater, he's the lesser. Cut your fucking losses.
Literally, and this is my modern mind.
I know it doesn't necessarily mean that he was any better or worse, than anybody else. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
Exactly.
Imagine being like, instead of so-and-so junior or so-and-so the second, you're like so-and-so the lesser. Like,
he wasn't even named after his daddy,
yourself.
Though.
Ouch.
He was the lesser because he was the least cool one. And this shows.
Cut your losses, dude.
Honey, this is essentially kicking the little brother off the bus.
Yeah.
Kick him. So they tried to appease Athena or any other god who wanted to sniff their meats.
What?
I meant smoke.
Listen, whatever one of you gods wants to sniff my meats, you're more than welcome to. Right here, out in the open for you.
The one mortal.
Shut up, Ajax the Lesser. Nobody wants your meats. Yeah.
The one mortal the gods will not sleep with. She's too willing.
Yeah.
So, Athena persuaded Zeus to send a storm, which sank many of their ships. Ajax's ship was struck by lightning and wrecked. Ajax survived the wreck, and Poseidon helped him by helping him
Favorable.
get to
Yeah.
a rock.
Yeah.
So all of that, and then Ajax got cocky, and he said that he was like, "Oh, I survived. I'm better than everyone.
No!
I'm better than everyone."
No! That is how you die, is you say you're better than the gods.
Yep. And so Poseidon helped him, but he got cocky, and Poseidon split the rock he was clinging to. And Ajax was swallowed by the sea.
As he should have been.
Amen.
We don't need that lesser attitude, that lesser meats.
They don't have the meats,
Yeah.
okay?
They are not Hillshire Farm.
It's Ajax. It's not Arby's.
Oh, yeah.
Also, he became a dishwashing liquid.
Yeah.
Cassandra has a whole syndrome named after her. Who really came out on top?
Yeah.
And he's not seeing a single royalty.
No.
So, moving on. Cassandra's fate. Cassandra was taken as a spoil of war, and she was enslaved by Agamemnon, king of Mycenae, to become a concubine. She would have to serve the man who destroyed her home and her family.
Now, do they follow the Roman way of things where you could just kill yourself if this wasn't what you jived with?
I don't know. I cannot confidently say anything about that. I'm so sorry. And I don't want to say yes or no.
No, you're good. I just know if this was Roman, they would have been like, peace, I'm out.
So there is a play called the Trojan Women, and I read it, and it made me cry.
Aww.
It truly did. Because it's a bunch of mothers, sisters, it's a bunch of women weeping over their fallen soldiers, their fallen city. And then Cassandra shows up, and she is not pleading with her mother, but she is in a manic episode, as they always saw her.
Yeah.
They just deemed her as a hysteric, essentially. Yeah. And she said, "My marriage to Agamemnon will be bloodier than all of this."
Ooh.
And so while on the ship going back to Mycenae, she foresaw her and Agamemnon's death. And true to her curse, Agamemnon dismissed it. He was still high from the spoils of war.
Also, are you going to listen to anything that your newly acquired concubine says? No.
No. Yeah. I'm surprised that he sat down and talked with her.
Yeah.
Or even was letting her speak.
It was probably just like a roaring in his ears, and he was just kind of like, I won.
Yeah, while she's like, "We are going to death."
Yeah, we are going to both die.
We are going headfirst into death. So when they arrive back to Mycenae, Agamemnon's wife, Clytemnestra, and possibly her lover, ended up slaughtering both as retribution for Agamemnon sacrificing their eldest daughter for favorable weather before sailing to Troy.
Damn. I mean, that's fair.
And I'm like, I'm so torn, because Cassandra didn't want to be in that situation.
No, but if your husband came back with a hooker and we're,
yeah.
If your husband kills like your favorite child or something, or your daughter or whatever, you're a woman, you feel for her, and kills your daughter, he goes off, you're like, when you come back, there will be hell to pay. And he comes back with a hooker, a war spoil, and I'm sorry, you're dead on sight.
So with her, I'm like, I understand it completely. You sacrificed our eldest daughter. You saw her as expendable.
Yeah.
You sacrificed her for favorable
as
weather.
An item, a token.
As if she's livestock.
Yeah.
A prized bull.
Yeah. Not to win the war. Didn't sacrifice her for a guarantee win the war.
Nope.
Sacrificed her for nice weather.
Weather.
Use a fucking bull for that, man. Like everybody fucking else. What, you're too good for a bull? Too good for a person even?
I would.
If you use your own daughter, fuck you.
I would let that fester for them 10 years.
Yeah.
Them 10 to 20 years, whatever. Yeah. And also, there are depictions that, like, Clytemnestra, sat down with Cassandra or observed her, and she did not hold, like, super ill will. in some stories. There's other stories that she was like, I don't care who she is. First of all,
Yeah, I wouldn't have cared.
She's a Trojan, period.
Yeah.
And she's a Trojan princess.
Oh, so you'll kill someone to be favorable beating the Trojans, but you'll come back with a Trojan? Mm-hmm. Oh no, I'm fucking killing you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just piss poor morals.
And then this painting is one of my favorite paintings because also it doesn't really show it in this, but her eyes are wild.
Yeah.
And you can you can
see the surprise on her face when she realizes there's a Trojan with him.
She already killed them.
Oh.
In this. She's yeah, she is displaying it. They are behind that curtain.
Cool. I love that for her.
And so she has the axe.
Work, bitch.
And
I see the blood now.
I feel like this is a perfect representation of a mother scorn.
Yeah.
Like a mother after revenge. Love it.
I do. I love it.
So the hysteria of Cassandra, her gift was psychological torture, essentially. Forced her to bear witness to events she already knows the outcome while being able to do absolutely nothing to prevent it.
It's kind of like seeing your bestie with a really shit boyfriend and you keep saying like, hey, he's not good. He's no good. He low down. And she's just like, I don't know, but like, I'm just gonna stick around and see if it gets any better. And you're like, honey, it's not.
Leave him.
It's being forced to bear witness to this as a friend. Like,
oh, Lord.
We all been there.
Multiple times.
Yeah, bought the t-shirt.
Sent it back because it was the wrong size.
Yeah, I dropped mine off to the Goodwill.
I don't think I got a replacement. No. I asked for the refund.
Yeah.
So her multiple prophecies, she foresaw that if Paris went to Sparta, it would trigger the devastation of Troy. And that's essentially what she said. Like, yeah. She didn't say, you're going to kidnap the queen and we're all going to die.
Yeah. She's like, just don't even think about it. Whatever you're about to do is going to fuck everything up.
And she probably worded it like, the path to Troy will lead to our downfall.
Yeah.
Or something. Or not
something crazy and manic like they heard.
The path to Sparta will lead to all of our household's downfall or something. She also warned of the Trojan horrors. She foresaw the deaths of her brother Hector and Paris as well. And she saw that Hector would be killed at the hands of Achilles. She foresaw the fall of Troy. And she foresaw her own death as well as Agamemnon's. So outside of the Greeks, how has Cassandra lived on? Carl Jung.
Oh.
Focused on empaths when referring to Cassandra. He didn't like dive super deep into it, but Jungian analysts really like took the concept of Cassandra and ran with it. And they expanded and explored the story and its relation to psychology. Laura Leighton Shapira wrote a book called Living with Disbelief, A Modern Perspective on Hysteria. And it was pretty good read. The psychological analysis on the experience or the feeling of never being believed. That's what they expounded upon.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel that sometimes where it's like, again, the writing on the wall. Right. I see things as writing on the wall.
I can see where it's going, but I can't stop it because nobody will listen.
Nobody will listen. And it's it hurts. But also there's other people that like feel these feelings very deeply. And then they also run with it.
Right.
Where they're like, no, I have Cassandra syndrome. So they have had too many confirmation
bias, yeah.
And so they're like, I know the fucking or like I can predict what is going to happen. Yeah. They're not like saying that they're psychic, but they're saying like, I tell people that this is going to happen and then they get surprised when it happens. Or it happens like 5 times and they've told 20 people. So a quote that I thought really kind of hit home with what I wanted for this episode is from Naomi Arizel in Rethinking the Cassandra Complex from 2023. And it's, to that end, I started wondering about the other side of the Cassandra Complex polarity. If the Cassandra woman is repeatedly unheard, who is having trouble hearing and why? And that is kind of like the hypothesis of what made me want to dive deep into Cassandra, because I feel like a lot of women relate to Cassandra.
But there's no focus on the people who are supposed to be on the other end. why are they in disbelief? What has created the structure around their lives to cause them to show disbelief to somebody who is being very ardent and genuine?
There's another aspect of the myth of Cassandra. She had her twin brother, Helenus.
Mm-hmm.
Helenus was her twin brother, and he was also prophetic. They listened to him. Yeah.
You know what?
So I feel like without saying it, that answers the question.
Yeah.
Where I feel like it's also a commentary. It wasn't an active commentary, but I feel like it can be seen as a commentary of women's roles.
Yeah.
Where it's like, we don't care what you're saying. You could be saying the absolute truth.
Yeah.
Sit down and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And so with that, I want to play a little game.
Oh no! It's the fucking saw guy! Let's play a little game.
Apparently his name is Billy.
I love that.
Woe or no? Are these examples of history's own real-life Cassandras?
Oh, this is fun.
Ferdinand Foch and the Treaty of Versailles. He said that the treaty following World War I gave Germany all the blame and would end up putting them in the disastrous and failed Weimar Republic, which then led to World War II.
Yeah.
So, would you say that's a Cassandra, or... I think that he saw the writing on the wall. He literally saw the writing in front of him and was like, you're damaging their economy. You're taking away their defenses. You've stripped them of their political parties and also their monarch.
What's left over?
Are we doing any... You're going to make these people pissed.
Yeah.
And you know what comes from pissed people? Revolts.
Yeah.
And yeah. So how would you say? Would you say that's a Cassandra?
I would usually say yes, but I want to say no because the Cassandra Complex seems to be based around gender inequality. And this is a man.
So for the point of this game, throw gender out.
Okay. I didn't know if we were being technical about it. Then yes, I would say that
it's more like throughout history, these people were saying what is going to happen, and then that happened.
Yeah.
George Washington's farewell address. You know what he said in that? Said, fuck political parties. That will be the downfall.
Hey guys, I think maybe we should have listened to Mr. Washington.
He said, fuck, like, the system where it was, like, two-party system. And so it's like, yeah, because then you just have two groups fighting, and there's no... And then you get to the antithesis where it's so divided.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about current politics. Global
warming.
I would say that's a Cassandra for the scientists saying,
yeah, I would say that's
dying.
Yeah, scientists against the general public. I do feel like that's Cassandra effect because they're saying, hey, this is what's happening. Here are the facts. And everyone's like, yeah, I don't fucking care.
Yep. Shut up, you nerd.
Sure wish you would shut the fuck up.
Okay, my next one. Rick Rescorla, head of security. He was Cornish, a veteran, a police officer, a consultant, and a security specialist. The security specialist is the focus. He was the director of security for the Morgan Stanley company, or the firm Morgan Stanley, at the World Trade Center.
You're going to tie this into 9/11, aren't you?
Shut up. I will always tie everything into 9/11. History is a web. So he felt that security was lacking due to other bombings. In the 80s, there was a Pan Am flight that was bombed over Scotland. He's Cornish.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, that was a little too close to my hometown.
Yeah.
So while I'm over in the States, he was hired on as security. And he also, the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, too, heightened his vigilance. He would regularly have employees participate in frequent evacs and disaster training drills. His diligence helped safely evacuate almost all of Morgan Stanley's 2,700 employees. A total of 13 Morgan Stanley employees died, and he was one of them.
Damn.
He died after going back in and stating to a colleague, as soon as I make sure everyone else is out.
Damn.
So a fun little fact about him was that he was a Vietnam vet. and would sing Cornish songs to boost morale. He did the same in the stairwells as he was ushering people out.
Oh,
trying to calm people and get them safely.
You're just trying
out
to
of
make
the
me
building.
sad.
Yes, because also this is an example of what could happen if you listen to the people who have a gut feeling.
Right.
Where it's like, no, we are.
So he is not a Cassandra because he.
I feel like he's a double-edged sword. Because
he knew he wouldn't be listened to unless he made it compliant to the people
made
learning.
People
yeah, he made them
learn it. He was like, okay, you're not listening to me? Well, I'm going to make sure that we have these drills.
Yeah.
So you
whatever's
might say,
in my power to do.
If I can retire never having to utilize this, I can retire happy. I'm sure that's the type of idea he had, where it was like, I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
But he saved a lot of people.
Yeah.
Trying to get health care while being a woman.
Well, that's for sure a Cassandra effect. I know so many people that have had things majorly wrong with them, and they have told over and over again, like literally symptom tracking in like Excel spreadsheets, and the doctors don't believe them.
Yeah, you had to come to one of my doctor's appointments dressed as Inspector Gadget.
I did. I had a briefcase and everything. I had a little satchel and trench coat.
She said to me before we walked in, we had a little briefing. She looked at me. She had to pull down her sunglasses because, of course, she was wearing big old bug glasses. And I loved it. And she looked down at me and she went, well, up.
Yeah, definitely up.
Desi is very short. And I'm very tall. She looked at me and she said, we're gonna get you tested. And I was like, man, that's
not for autism or anything. That's later.
I said, man, you're doing more than my parents did. Hey, yo. No, it was a cancer screening. Anyway, so I was like, here's a good example in general of what a typical woman's experience is. I'm sure she came in here for sinus/ear infection. This man has his hand on her abdomen. He for sure blamed her ear infection on her weight/BMI.
Yeah.
And he asked her 2 times if she was currently pregnant, 4 times of whether or not she wants to talk about family planning, then asked her when her last period was. She actively has had a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
So I know like 2 people who have had this experience.
Yeah. There are so I can't even explain. Like, I'm not considered like morbidly obese on the BMI chart thing, but like I can't tell you how many times I've gone in for just a regular eval, or like I had a like strep throat or an ear infection, or something, and the person's like, and so we're looking at your weight, and I'm like, and so we're not fucking talking about that this trip. Like, I didn't fucking ask you. This isn't a physical for fucking volleyball.
Yeah.
Like,
and I'm not doing conditioning right now. So
yeah.
Like, when I went in for my back, I don't know how many times I said, thanks, but my back hurts.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to say everything else. I think they pointed out my thyroid. I think they pointed out my weight. I think that, and then they asked me, or they didn't ask me, I asked them, should I take my back braces off? I was about to get an x-ray. I know you need to take your back braces off. I could barely stand without my back braces.
Yeah.
And the x-ray tech said no. And I said, I'm going to take my back braces off.
Yeah.
I was wearing 2 at the time. And she went, back braces? I thought you meant bracelets. And I went, thanks, but my back hurts.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe you should make an appointment with a hearing specialist.
That was I was in a Twilight Zone episode during that.
Awful.
I think that they knew not to touch on the weight too much because I looked like I was about to skin a man.
Yeah.
Because I was in so much
pain. Because you was about to skin a man.
Yeah. All right. So definitely Cassandra.
Yeah, yeah.
Telling your best friend that the deadbeat dad felon line cook who consistently cheats on her is a bad guy and that she should leave his ass.
Yes, Cassandra effect. Yes.
This world cannot lose another baddie
Yeah.
Stand tall, brush yourself off, and call your butch friends to come stand like sentries while you pack his shit up, because let's be honest, we all know whose name is actually on that lease.
Yeah. Yeah.
He could not pass a credit check or a background check.
No.
So, definite Cassandra.
Yeah.
And I mean, when you brought that up earlier, I was
I'm
did
like,
you see my Cheshire cat?
Yes, I was like, I've been here before.
Yeah. This is definite.
Yeah. For sure.
All right. So what? We're at our so what moment. We have spoken about parables and allegories recently, like with the tooth fairy history and everything, where it's like, what moral can be
learned from this?
Would you see this as an example of this? Or can it be the story of Cassandra? Like, I can see people taking a spin on it, and then I could see a feminist spin on it, where it's like,
right, like, you didn't listen to her, you should have listened to her.
You should have listened to her. But then also I can see, like, misogyny, like,
right, of, well, don't turn down a man, and maybe your gift won't be so shitty next time.
Yeah.
Like,
so it's like, in the day when it was written, I don't want to say for sure, but I feel like it was probably like, well, you shouldn't have turned down the god. Man, people would believe you then.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe she didn't want to, guys.
Or, it might be the beauty of it being both.
Yes. Yeah.
The flip-flop of, oh, well, she should have done this. Oh, but she didn't, and this is what we've ended up with, and they should have listened. And then it's the wishy-washiness that I feel like Greek plays tend to play out.
Isn't that just... It's all Greek.
It's all Greek to me.
Where it leaves you wondering. Like, you could, like, anyone from any worldview can leave that production thinking about something.
Yeah.
If you don't, you need to go back and figure out how to critically think. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Cassandra Complex, Cassandra Syndrome. Now, I do want to bring up that there is a whole, like, sub-community of Cassandra Syndrome.
They'd probably take it more literally.
Yeah. So I came across this article, and when you scroll down, there's comments. So of course I'm just like,
of course I'm gonna read the comments.
Of course. Well, one of them was like, well, all of them were like, I am Cassandra. And some of them, it seemed like their name was Cassandra. Others, they were not named Cassandra. And I was like, what cult have I walked into? Have I scrolled into?
You're Squidward, he's Squidward, they're all Squidward.
Exactly. But there was this one, and it was, I am Cassandra. And one of my prophecies just came true. Love you, Mike. I'll see you on the other end of the spirit world. And I went, we're gonna get a Netflix 2-part series
out of that fucking comment.
Mike.
Yeah.
You should have heeded.
Where do you report this?
You should have heeded my exclamations and warnings, Mike. But then I was like, well, I mean, I've had 2 quote-unquote prophetic dreams.
Yeah.
I have not predicted. I had dreams the night before 2 very famous figures.
Oh my god, I forgot you dreamed. Didn't you predict that Fidel Castro would be killed?
And Charlie Manson.
But you also had a dream that you John Wicked someone for killing your dog.
That was Fidel Castro.
Oh,
and
that was it. Yeah.
He did not even kill my dog. He docked her tail and docked her ears.
That's what it was.
And I was living with my parents, so it was my parents' dog, Violet.
I would have John Wicked someone for Violet.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yes. She's so sweet.
She's so trusting and loving. She wouldn't know.
Plus, she's a lab. Her tail should not be docked, and her ears should not be docked.
She would look like a little potato with little points.
She would. And he'd be the cute little potato.
She'd be so cute.
But, so I John Wicked his ass. He was like, ha ha ha, here is your dog. Like, he was taunting me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, here's your jaw on the floor.
Yeah. Liz killed Fidel Castro, confirmed.
And no!
Through the dream world. I'm a woman, no one's gonna listen to me.
Sorry, Cassandra of it all. Yeah, and then I also had a very similar dream about Charles Manson.
Weird.
Yeah. And then the next day, I saw the news. Charles Manson dead in his cell. And I was like,
That'll teach him to mess with my
should
dog.
I like start charging for this shit?
I've got a list.
One day I'm able to predict the deaths of famous people. Another day I cannot figure out where we live. Apparently. I can't figure out keys.
Yeah, where
in my
your
dreams
keys
usually.
Yeah.
Why won't it work? So, key takeaways for this episode. I want to make sure that it feels like I might have been all over the place, but I want to make sure that you're left with this. I want to say, look at everything around you, take in information, and make inferences rather than assumptions. Ask questions. Also, take your own lived experiences and apply them, but also acknowledge other people's lived experiences at the same time and listen to them if they say, I got a bad gut feeling about this.
Yeah.
I've been in this situation before and it went down bad.
Yeah.
And then you go, it won't happen twice. And you go, leave.
There is a such thing as being too chill.
Yes. So listen to people when they mention that they have a bad feeling, a gut feeling, or have stated that they have previous experiences that are telling them to be safe or keep vigilant. Listen to what the hysterical woman is saying, because is she hysterical or is she trying to protect her loved ones and everyone else from avoidable fates? Actions equal consequences.
Yeah. And some people are really bad at seeing them.
They're really bad at seeing them. They go, I don't know why this is happening. And it's like, because your actions.
Yeah. Stupid games, stupid prizes.
Fuck around
and find out.
Your bill is gonna come due.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for joining us this week on my last episode.
Yeah, we only have one more episode until the end of our season, end of season 1.
Yeah, which is insane. And we're planning on doing a season 2.
Yeah,
but
we just need a little research break.
Yep.
It's sabbatical, if you will.
If you ever look at the bibliographies, we do read and list a lot of sources, and also we have full-time jobs.
Yeah,
and
it's a lot of reading. It's a lot of note-taking. I'm a tactical learner, so I need to write things down.
Yep. And I'm just all over the place, so yay! Thank you so much for joining us this week, and thank you, Desi, for your wonderful input. I knew that this
was
subject,
lovely. This helped fill in a lot of gaps for me.
Yeah, and I knew that we would have some good discussions. You would also be able to add a lot into it, and I think that you did.
Oh, thank you.
And it in the spots that I knew that you would be able to fill in, I was like, I'm not even going to look that up at this moment.
Not even going to bother.
At this moment, I want to hear what Desi says. And then I was like, I need background information. I'm going to read this. All right, everyone. Be safe, be well, and go out there and make a difference. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hystorians podcast. And join in next time with the Hystorians.
Hystorians.